Next week, we'll be discussing Pan's Labyrinth from 2006. Tom, how was your watch?
I saw this movie when it first came out in 2006, and I really liked it a lot. This is my first rewatch since then, and I've seen a lot of Del Toro's other films, more recently, The Shape of Water, which is a movie I didn't like very much. Upon rewatching it, I found it um, both not as exciting, but maybe more interesting. I think the movie is doing really cool things with the kind of the folk tale tradition in ways that I didn't appreciate before. However, I'd say like the most unrealistic parts of it tend to be the scenes with the phalange and things like that, which become sort of almost stereotypical. However, within a sort of fairy tale conception, it works still, and I still appreciated it. So I will say my first watch was, or this is my second watch. My second watch was good. I think it was on par with my first. Ragnar, how about you?
I would say this watch was probably my fifth time watching this film. Like yourself, I've seen it since it's been out, and I have been in love with it ever since. I think this is Guillermo del Toro's kind of like uh Hispanic masterpiece because he was doing kind of American films and Mexican films at the same time, and I feel like this is the pinnacle of his kind of Spanish speaking films and the peak of his career. And I think it's a unique film, and I've never seen anything else like it. Really, I love it. Hey, KJ, what about you?
Yeah, there was a lot of hype around this movie when it first came out. A lot of hype. People were like, Pan's Labyrinth, you got to see Pan's Labyrinth. It's completely, like, it looks cool, right? So the first time I watched it, I downloaded it. I probably watched it in a hotel room or something on a laptop. This was before I watched Spirit of the Beehive, guys, so I was unaware of Franco. Pardon my
But now you're an expert.
ignorance. Now I've heard of Franco. So I wasn't sure if the regime was completely fictional or if that was, part of the setting or that was just needed to create the tension. But then we watched Spirit of the Beehive. So on this watch, I knew the regime was real, so that helped. I think the visuals are, good. But yeah, audience, enjoy it. I don't know. How about you, Nick? What'd you think?
Well, after KJ's glowing review here, I don't know how to follow that one up. I had this on my list for a long time and never got around to see it until right now. I know I wanted to see it when it came out, and it just never got on my list. I never watched it. And I do think it's very interesting how everything is portrayed, the aesthetic. One thing I'm going to say, which may throw everyone off, I thought there would be more fantasy elements. And I know that sounds weird to say, but the few that I saw from the trailer were pretty much the fantasy elements when it comes to that weird creature type and look. So I thought there was going to be more there. That's not a diss on the film. I thought it was going to spend more time in the fantasy than in the real life. And I think it actually spent more time in the real world struggles than in the fantasy. But we'll talk more about that next week.